Praise the Lord. My name is Alveda King, and I regret my abortion. Praise be to God. And thanks for the healing power of the Lord. In 1950, my mom conceived me, and she had a brochure from a place called the Birth Control League. And it said, if you're pregnant and don't want to have a baby, come and see us. Of course, we know they became Planned Parenthood. My mother's mother, because mom wanted to go to college, and the school she was going to, you could be married or not married, you couldn't be pregnant. They went to see their pastor, Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. He said, Naomi, sit down, let me tell you something. That's not a lump of flesh. That's my granddaughter. I saw her in a dream 3 years ago. And you have to realize there was no ultrasound back there, and that's why I'm here able to talk to you today. That became a family secret that my mother wanted to have an abortion. And she kept that secret until just a few years ago when she told it to Father Pavone and Janet Marana, and then me. But over the next few years, it just wasn't talked about. I got married the year after my uncle, Martin Luther King Jr., was assassinated. And my daddy walked me down the aisle, Reverend A.D. King, and then 1 week later, he was killed and thrown in our swimming pool. But out of that tragedy, I had gotten pregnant on my honeymoon. And there was a beautiful little boy that was born from that. My doctor, I did not know it, was an abortion doctor as well as an OBGYN. So he birthed that baby. And I went for my 6 weeks checkup. Everything was fine. I went back for a 3 months checkup. And I said, well, doctor, I don't understand. You've got to remember I was young then. And I didn't know about a woman's body. And it wasn't so much talked about. He says, well, you don't need another baby. Let's see. Let's do a menstrual extraction. And that was a DNC locally in his office on a cold table with no knowledge. He didn't ask me, he just did it. Years later, I would go to Rachel's Vineyard and write a forgiveness letter to him, asking him to forgive me for hating him for what he had done to me. That same day that he did that procedure, and I remember it hurt, and I tried to sit up and get off the table, and he says, no, hush, be quiet. And nurse hold her down, and when she gets through, send her to Planned Parenthood, they'll help her. So for the next few years, this was 1970, I was post-abortive, didn't know it, had nobody to explain it to me, but I was sad, began to have problems with my weight, there was problems in my breast and mammary system, and my cervix, and all of this, a whole lot of things that he did on that table, along with taking the life of my baby. So I was going to Planned Parenthood in 1973. A bill called Roe versus Wade passed on January 22nd, and we're here now to get all that corrected. That's my birthday. Today is my birthday. All right. And so January 22nd, and I actually don't really celebrate my birthday. I do this. This is celebrating my birthday, being here with you. So that's how I celebrate my birthday, by the way. I've been doing it since 1970. But they said, well, we've got a safe procedure, and it won't hurt as bad as having a tooth pulled. That's a big lie. Of course, it hurts a lot worse, and the repercussions and the results last a lot longer. And so I remember again, as all our friends are telling you, my sisters here, the cold table, it was very sterile, sound of a vacuum cleaner, I remember that. And I left there, and supposedly everything was supposed to be okay now. And I went on, I ran for office, I won, I became an actress. I just started doing all these things, but deep down inside of me, I wasn't me. And mid-70s, I remember getting pregnant again, had marital problems, health problems, emotional problems, but the world didn't know it. And so I was pregnant. I went to a man named Martin Luther King Sr. He never told me he saved me from abortion, but I said, you know what, Granddaddy, I'm going to have an abortion. He says, they're lying to you. That's not a lump of flesh. That's my great-grandchild. The baby's daddy was a medical student, and I said, I'm a liberated woman. A woman has a right to choose. I see some signs out there, keep abortion legal, all this stuff. I'm saying this stuff, and I'm hurting all along inside. And the doctor, the baby's daddy, medical student, he said, that baby has 46 chromosomes. 23 from you and 23 from me. I want mine back alive. Wow. And I heard him, so they both kept saying baby. The young men said, that's my seed. That's my promise. No. And so that baby was allowed to live. And the sad thing even about that, sisters, though, when I saw the ultrasound of that baby, he was younger than the 2 aborted babies and the one who had been miscarried because of the damage from the abortions. And so all of this pain was there, and all of this. But because of a Christian man, Martin Luther King Sr., who was on a rescue mission, because of a medical student, and then in 1983, I got born again. And I repented for my sins, including my part even in abortions that I really didn't try to get. I was coerced and manipulated. But the Lord healed me. I went to Rachel's Vineyard, and I joined Janet Moran and Georgette Forney, and I'm silent no more. So I'm here to tell you that the Lord will deliver. He will heal. And the best therapy after we get healed ourselves is to go out and do what we're doing. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So that's why I'm silent no more. And God bless you. Let your light so shine. And God just bless you. Hallelujah.